but I'm getting a little bit of like, you know, for this collective, there's a little bit more of like that situation of a lot of releasing, and taking a lot of moments to right now stop and look at everything that you've worked so hard for, but then also trying to understand like what's going to be next for you. This is kind of like the season of like, do you want to keep putting in all the work in the area that you've already been in, or do you want to put some of that energy and time in something new? You know, like what is it that you want to be doing and who do you want to be when you grow up, kind of situation. One thing too is kind of like walking with patience a little bit with this. You know, this is the card of alchemy, but also like learning to be patient. This is also like taking lessons from the past and applying that to the future. So like emotionally, what did you feel? What did you do? Make sure that you also take inventory of any pains that you've experienced. You know, like every pain that we experience is something that like is a lesson. It helps us with evolution. You know, we wouldn't be anything without some kind of like lessons that we are learning. And, you know, like understanding that everything that you are embracing right now will lead you to the path that you are looking for. Also taking the time to really tap into your intuition. Like this is the time of like, you know, don't disconnect from that. Trust that you know a lot more than you do. You don't need to go to everybody for guidance. I'm getting that this is a period of trusting yourself more than you're trusting other people, emotionally as well. So like, what is that wish fulfillment that you are looking for? But then also be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. If you do get what you're wishing for, just understand that that does come with projects, and you know, a lot of work needs to be put in. So just maybe take this time to be patient and plan ahead. You know, like decide that if this is something that you really want to do, how do you do that? Use that intuition, use your knowledge. Like the high priestess, that is someone who, you know, knows a lot from like intuitive guidance, but is also willing to always learn. Like she has a scroll that she's studying on her lap, so definitely tap into that, and like don't be afraid to like go research. You're never too old to learn something new. Also, if once you do decide what you want to do, then that would be the step where you would collaborate with people. You know, like always learn from other people. You know, somebody always knows a little bit more than we do. And then, you know, don't be afraid to travel to your passions. I don't know if some of you are going to be needing to travel for some of these wishes that you want, but also like taking action on those creative projects that you really want to be doing. You know, like this is a time for you to be creative. This is a time for you to, you know, expand, make new friends, tap into old friends. You know, I don't know if like I'm getting like forgiving old people from the past. You know, like sometimes, you know, in the past when we're younger, people do wrong against us, but it's not really against us, it was against them. And sometimes they come back around because they have a new lesson that they can teach us, and you know, making amends sometimes really helps kind of like bring us to our path. You know, I don't know who that was for, that was really specific, but if that resonated, please let me know. But again, like I said, this is also a little similar to my last reading about like, you know, crying over spilled milk, but not really. But you know, sometimes don't look at all the things that could go wrong. What about the things that could go right? Like we dive so much into our fears that we hold ourselves back, so we stay in what's safe. But like, what if you gave it a shot? You know, like this person is over here, they're not even looking at the blessings that are trying to be handed to them, because they're so busy crying about what happened in the past. They're so busy crying about like their fears and like limiting themselves. Like I said, we just had a full moon, so release some of that inhibitions that you're like that you're feeling. That's probably not even a word, don't mind me, but like release some of those blocks that you have. You know, one thing that like people learn during spells is like you can't just do a spell. It's always good to divinate, to find out like if there are any blocks. So like remove those blocks. Our biggest blocks are usually ourselves and our limiting beliefs. So I don't know if that resonates. I mentioned in my last video too, but like I know TikTok might be going away, so feel free to follow me on Instagram. I do offer private readings there. And then also just let me know if there's like anything that you would like me to tap into.